to today's episode of Shays Wellness Club Q&A. Hello, good evening. I pray that everyone's doing well. Put a little too much on my face. Just a good moisturizer. But yes, we are just talking and stuff about our wellness wins for the year. The year is about to be over. We have 31 days to get a consistent routine together. So we're going to come up with some strategies on how we're going to get our wellness plan together. And if anybody needs, wait. Instagram. Now go live. There we go. Hopefully it goes right. I don't know. But I'm praying that everyone's doing great. We're going to do a cool Q&A today. I'm going to make sure I get your full invited attention once I get these technical difficulties together. I might have did worse. I don't know. Let's see. Stream mirror. There you go. And then I guess I do need to do the preview thing. There we go. So yes, we are live. Let me make sure we're doing the dang thing. So we are live today, and we are going to be talking about a few things on our wellness journey. We have 31 days before the new year, and I want to do a simple countdown on what we can do to jumpstart the new year. If you haven't done good these past few weeks, if you haven't done good the rest of the year, we can at least get a consistent routine developed before the new year in order for us to start off the year right and succeed. So we're going to go over a few things that we can go over. We're going to go over a little bit of what we were talking about last week. If you have a small win you want to comment, please let me know. I would love to hear them. If any of my tips have helped you lose some weight, or even just to remind yourself, hey, let me get this together before, I go overboard, I would love to hear it. Oh, and let me show the comments on stage. Yes. Okay, so we are going to go over some things. If you guys have any small wins from last week's session, I would love to hear them. Let me see. Well, let me keep the color on. Anyone's been drinking more water, been drinking less liquor, been drinking less soda, stuff like that, please let me know. I would love to know that these tips have been enjoyable and helpful for you. For those who don't know, I'm Shay, and I've lost over 60 pounds naturally, and I'm determined to help others do the same in their journey. I understand all too well how hard it is to get through this process, especially around the holidays. So I'm here to help you with the tips that help me stay consistent and stay sticking with it. Sticking with it. No loss. Yes, but we are going to go over some things we can do for the holidays. Now, if you missed the tips from my last live, I was talking about how sticking to just 1 or 2 plates for the holidays, because I know some of us get crazy for the holidays and feel guilty, or maybe not even feel guilty, but just feel bad, like, dang, I did gain some extra weight from the holidays. So I was going over ways to kind of maneuver that. One was to add, what am I doing? Adding, drinking more water while we're eating. That's one of my biggest tips is to add water to our drinking habits. My favorite, this big baby right here. As you guys can see, I'm rather late, but I do drink a gallon of water a day. That really does help me with my weight loss journey. And then at the end of the day, sometimes I be like, if I didn't do nothing else, if I messed up during the day, at least I drank my water. So I try to stick to that as much as I can. Anyways, so you want to make sure you're drinking your water, getting your protein in daily. As a lot of us know, we got to, maintain our muscle, which is very important. Maintaining our muscle is really good and ideal so we can protect our bones and strengthen our all around strength. We also talked about that's better. Okay. So we also talked about how sticking to our habits is very important, but just like my good pastor just said, always fix your problem or fix the issue. Or once you realize, like, I have been falling off. So, yes, tomorrow's Monday. We're going to start again Monday. But we don't want to have to start every day Monday, right? So, a lot of us, including myself, when I tell you guys these tips, not only am I suggesting them to you because they really work, but because I did them and it really helped me. So, if you're someone that has an issue with sugar, has an issue with bread, has an issue with a lot of carbs, a lot of sodium, a lot of sugar intake, stuff like that. Just do small steps at a time to for us to build to the consistency. So, for instance, if you're someone that has a bit of addiction to sodas, Kool-Aids, drinks like that, I definitely don't suggest that you just quit cold turkey. My suggestion always is to work your way to water. If you're someone that doesn't primarily drink water, I always suggest to get you one of these big bottles. A gallon of water a day or a half gallon of water a day is going to help you so much with your skin, with your hair, with your energy, with you, being regular few times a day and things of those nature. Water is ideal for just flushing out your system in general. And then if you're someone that's like, oh my God, I can't do water, I always make sure I add fruits to it. I add fresh mint to it if I need some. Even if you want to engage in getting some Crystal Light, I love those package. Lord, they be trolling. Oh my God. Anyway, so what's really ideal is to make sure that you just get your daily water intake. Usually, and what is always suggested is half your body weight in ounces. So if you're not used to a gallon of water, work your way up to that and get a half a gallon of water that I have available as well on my Amazon storefront if you're at all interested. We also talked about how we help from overeating during the holidays when we drink our water. So we make sure we drink our water, eat. Once we finish eating, drink more water, eat. What I like about drinking water before I eat any breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snack is that it really does trick our body into making us feel like we're full. A lot of us aren't supposed to eat until we're full, for real, but it really does help. But it really does help to stay consistent, especially to get your water down. I just drank, it's already half a gallon now, and it was a little less than half a gallon. But anyways, Also, reminding that your small wins can really um, create a big snowball into big results, right? So you want to compound small habits into big results. And what I mean by that is taking the initiative to just do something small every day for that small win to turn into a big win. So one day you do a half a gallon a day, second day you do a half a gallon a day, then third day you do a half a gallon a day. Wow, you just drank water more than your soda, more than your juice, more than your crystal lights and all that stuff. Small habits that turn into big wins. Waking up early when you don't need to. That's a small win that can turn into a big habit. When you wake up early, you get a lot more done faster. That way, later during the day, if you want to take more of a relaxation time, if you want to treat yourself to more, just treat yourself. I like to treat myself after I finish the day with success. So, for those that like to drink and smoke and stuff, why drink and smoke why smoke or whatever in the morning if you didn't really do anything to get the treat? You want to start off the morning early, get you a workout in, get you some meditation in, get you a good stretch in, get a good prayer in if you're into that. But to do small habits every day to reach success. For instance, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up early. I'm gonna take my shower, nice cold shower, and I'm gonna make sure I get my butt to the gym. Why? Because I skipped Friday and Saturday. I'm not gonna lie. So next week I am back at it. Why? Because I'm building my momentum now. So when January comes, people are already used to seeing me up there already. Building momentum. So when January hits, I already have a routine that I like, that I enjoy. When I hit if starting your routine before January is going to be really great for when. Okay, sorry if it's too much noise. Starting your routine early before January is gonna really jumpstart your journey into success because we all know the number one rule of weight loss or fat loss. I'd rather say fat loss anyway. When I say weight loss, people tend to get offended because I understand that weight in general doesn't determine health. It's the excess fat that we have can determine our health. So, our fat loss is very important more than anything. And then we also got to build our strength. Building our strength is going to be ideal right now, no matter what age you are, especially if you're younger, well, not even younger, but building our muscles now is going to really determine factor of how we are going to enjoy our later years. And a lot of us is like, I'm so young and I'm too young and I don't have to worry about that. I got another 20 years, another 10 years, another 30 years for me to even worry about that. But it's really ideal for us to worry about our fitness now because a video I was watching earlier, and it was a tearjerker, and I'm probably gonna share it later too, where it was an older man and he knows that his granddaughter is coming over for the holidays, right? And it made me think of my mom a little bit. So he knew that his granddaughter she's young, young, very little, and younger kids like to get picked up. So it looks like that he was trying to practice almost like that whole year just so he can have that moment to like pick her up for the holidays. So when she came to visit. So the video is of an older man, had to be 60 plus, working on dumbbells. All he did was work on him picking up a dumbbell, putting it over his head, picking up a dumbbell, putting it over his head. When he was finished, with his coffee or finished doing a chore or finished watching some TV, he would have his dumbbell, nearby his couch, which is at home, or, a gym that he would go to with his kids, pick up the dumbbell, put it over his head. And small, slow but steady. So when it speeds up to the story, she comes for the holidays. It's Christmas time. And of course, the little girl, she wants to put the star on top of the tree. So what does he do? He is ready. He's been literally training for this moment where he can pick up his granddaughter so she could put the star on top of the tree. Now that's a moment in a tearjerker because it made me think of my mom. Why? Because I was thinking, My mom's in her 60s. She's not active. She's not walking around as much as she should be. She's not working on her muscles. I even got her like little bitty 5-pound dumbbells for her to work on your muscles. Even if you're in your chair, you can do it. You could do it like the man did, like next to his couch and everything. So, something that made me think of my mom was because, Mom, you're about to have grandkids soon. As soon as whatever. But when you have grandkids, what are you gonna do? You're gonna need to have some strength, right? So that story made me think how it correlates to me, and it can resonate with a lot of us. We need to have our strength now so we can enjoy it later. Like these, us going to the working out and stuff, we look good now, of course. But it's going to be even more impactful, more important once we take these habits to our older years, our retirement years, our golden years. It's going to be way more important because it's important for us to move around. You think we're supposed to stop working out, stop eating right once we hit 40, 50, 60 years old? No, we're actually supposed to do more of it, more in moderation. The more we're used to weights, the more we're used to eating right, the easier and longer we can sustain it. And that's what Shays Wellness Club is all about. I'm here to help hold us accountable and have us hear some of the hard truths we have to listen to. Because this is affecting all of us. These foods that are processed is affecting all of us. It's affecting our kids. All the sugar, all this excess processed meats, processed foods, processed sugars, just everything. It's really affecting all of us, and it's important that we take initiative right now to take control of our health. Okay. So we were talking last week about the holidays and stuff. So we can do it now because we have 24 days to get ready for Christmas. It's right around the corner. Like today is the 30th of November. The 25th is going to come like that, okay? And if you listen to today's live and you watch the replay, you're going to really be like, yeah, you're right. Let me develop a plan or a strategy so I can get ready for January 1st instead of feeling like, oh, January 1st, now I got to do it. And I was one of those people as well where I had to, January 1st, oh, I'm going to the gym. Oh, dang, I woke up late. Well, okay, the second gonna be my first. And then the second came. Dang. Well, I had chips yesterday. Now today, Wednesday. It's not really the first. It's not really the beginning of the year. So sorry. Need some drink. So it's not really the beginning of the year for real. You're gonna keep making excuses. And what I'm gonna do for this live, I will be going live more. Okay, so I will see you guys. If not tomorrow, I will see you guys Wednesday for our live Q&A. But yes, we need to help each other stay accountable during our weight loss journey. Okay, we need to be honest with ourselves and be honest with our goals when it comes to our weight loss or fat loss, if you will. Right? So we need to do small changes now to make big impact once January 2026 comes around. Can you believe it's about to be 2026? Jesus. Now, what have you done this year that you're proud of? Someone tell me in the comments or below, tell me one thing this year that you are proud of that I did. I ate something. I started eating healthier this year. I started drinking better this year. I stopped drinking liquor this year so much, or I stopped drinking liquor at all. Stop smoking cigarettes, stop smoking weed, stop smoking any, blacks, cigarettes. What is something this year that you let go or added to your life that's making you that much closer to your goal? I would love to know. For instance, for me, I let go of liquor a great deal, and I plan on letting it go completely next year. It's like last year I went a year without liquor at all. And then, celebrations and deaths and stuff kind of messed that up. But I do plan on letting it go completely as well again. And that's okay. It's okay to mess up sometimes. Sometimes we not fall off the wagon, but sometimes we do, make a promise to ourselves. And we know we even promise God sometimes. And He understands that sometimes we slip up and sometimes we do make mistakes. And that's why it's important for us to just identify our triggers, identify what's going on, and doing better next time. So other than wine, though, I haven't drank, anything really. And smoking, I gave up smoking this year. So thank you, God. But that's neither here or there. But if it's something that let me see. I got back addicted to bread, so I'm working on my bread intake for sure. Like, I'm not telling you guys this stuff just to point the finger at you and you're doing this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and this wrong and this wrong. I'm telling this is stuff that we all gonna help each other get through. Letting go of bread, letting go of sugar. I've done better with less sugar, especially when I can identify and realize that the more sugar I eat, the worse my skin gets. I don't like that. So my skin has gotten a lot clearer and I want to keep it that way. But also to making sure that not eating so much what is it called? So much dairy as well. But yes, we gotta get in tune to our fitness. That's why for Shays Wellness Club, STL Green Eats is sponsoring a um Glow and Thrive 3-day workshop where we'll be doing a meal prep demonstration where I'll be going through a full meal prep with you guys. I'll also be doing a at-home workout, which a lot of us need to get back into the routine before the new year starts. And also, we're going to get into the mindset of things. We're going to get to the root of what may be our triggers. What do we need to do in order to not emotionally eat so much? What do we need to do to not emotionally drink so much? Or, smoke weed and vice versa. So we're going to get into some things for our 3-day webinar, and I would love to invite anyone watching and listening to join us. It starts December 29th, 30th, 31st. So by the time New Year's Eve done, we have our plan for the 1st. But I'm doing everything I can to help us get into those habits now. So if you're interested in our 3-day webinar, please let me know, inbox me, comment below, and I will send you the link for the details. Because we're going to get into the mind shift of things in this webinar and in December in general. Because you don't want to wait till January. You want to wait and you want to just start now. Starting now is going to be ideal for your journey because getting to the root of things can really, it might hurt at first, like trying to identify why we're overeating, why we are emotionally eating and stuff like that. But once we, like I say, when it comes to anxiety, once you put a light on the demon, it can't scare you anymore, right? So that's my take on getting through and getting down to the mindset of this thing. Not even mindset in a dark way, mindset of why I need to get excited about this. I'm excited to look good for next year. I'm excited to let go of some bad habits next year because something that I've realized when you take away bad habits, a lot of bad people leave your life as well. And I'm not saying bad people in a way like they're horrible, but just people like to attach themselves to your old self, and a lot of people like to attach themselves to the habits you're used to. So, for instance, if you decide to not drink anymore, if you decide to not smoke weed anymore, if you decide to not curse so much, if you decide to stop listening to rap and trap music and drill music all the time, like certain things start to happen. And sometimes it does hurt us, but sometimes that's just God's way of saying they weren't really your friends in the first place, or they just wanted to see the old you. And a lot of us are excelling. A lot of us are elevating. A lot of us are trying to better ourselves. So don't take some of what happens when you go through your wellness and healing journey. Don't take things personal, you know? And I'm not saying to dump everybody that don't isn't on your same wavelength and stuff, but it is best to distance yourself from things or people that don't meet the person you want to become, right? And there's nothing about you're better than anyone. It's nothing about you're holier than thou or what they like to say. But when you level yourself up, you want others to be on that same wavelength, that same process, that same journey with you. Because what? What happens when you're on a I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, I'm not cursing, I'm not this, I'm eating better, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Go around people that's doing all that stuff. What happens? Not even them making you feel bad for trying to do better, but you start thinking, or maybe, as long as you're strong minded, this won't bother you. But you start thinking, I could take a break from it a little bit. I can break my little promise. I'm only gonna just take, I can have this sometimes, I can have that sometimes. But some of us, and I'm one of them, I can't have it at all. I can't just have a sip or something this weekend and then not do it again. Because then I'll be like, oh, snap, I want to have more fun again or do this or that. Hey, Jess, thanks for joining. So sometimes we got to let people, we have to elevate and just sit back sometimes and see who's willing to elevate with us. Happy Sunday. Happy holidays. I pray that you had a great Thanksgiving. So that's always important, just to be intentional with who you keep around, who you attract, and who you and pay attention to as you elevate, who's really there for your elevation. And not I'm saying for your elevation like, oh, you're just so better than everybody should follow you. But pay attention to those that see your elevation is the best way to put it. Yeah, thank you. I did. I cooked everything for Thanksgiving. I had a ball. And just to be mindful of those that really don't like to see you win, because there's people that just aren't ready for the change that you are trying to do, but there's also people that don't want you to change either. But if you're the same person you were 5 months ago, that means there's something wrong. Not that you were a bad person 5 years ago, but every 5 years, every year, you should do something that takes you out of whatever slump you're in. If you're not as in a, if you can always do better, long story short, you can always do better with your fitness. You can always do better with your eating habits. You can always do better with your self-development, personal development, self-care, your skills, and just everything in between. So every year you should be able to learn to elevate yourself. And some people really do want you stuck doing the same stuff, stuck watching baddies all day, gossiping on the phone. Like, come on now, we're getting too old for this. Can we talk about stocks or something? I don't know. Just, after a while you kind of be like, why am I still talking about this? Why am I still talking about people that I don't like anymore? Why do you always bring up people I don't associate myself with just to trigger me? Just little stuff as you get better in life. You're going to notice people pointing things out, trying to bring that old self out of you. And you just got to be mindful of, I might not need you around so much no more. Maybe that's what it is. But I'm letting people know of my beta launch. Just letting you guys know the benefits. There's going to be structure. There's going to be structure. There's going to be accountability. Restarting. We're going to no restarting every Monday. No more overwhelm on what to cook, what to eat. All the confusion around food hopefully will be less and less. We're going to do a full meal prep that day. We're going to do a workout the next day. And we're going to go into the mindset and inspiration of things, because it's so important that we talk about the root of sometimes of why we overeat, why we emotionally eat. And sometimes we need to find ways to counteract that, So sometimes when I get sad about my mom or something, I be want to get like something sugary and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, what else can I eat? I'm gonna eat something else. I'm gonna eat some fruit. I'm gonna get up and get on the computer. I'm gonna drink this water until I don't have a craving anymore. Just whatever we need to do in order to offset that bad thought or that negative thought in our head. But we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff in the it's called my Glow and Thrive 3-day workshop, where we're gonna be doing a meal prep. I'm excited for the meal prep because people have been asking me, okay, walk me through a meal prep, stuff like that. So I'm gonna do a session with the people that sign up, and we're going to be doing a meal prep. I'm thinking about a salmon and rice, and then a chicken breast, because a lot of people don't know how to make really good, juicy, seasoned chicken breast. And my husband loves when I make chicken breast, and it's one of my best sellers. So I'm thinking about that. If it goes well, I should have did one for the holidays or how to make a healthier Thanksgiving, but I'll probably most likely do that next year. But I was so excited. My it made my day. Well, not made my it made my day. I love when people compliment my cooking, because it just makes me remember why I'm doing it. I want people to be like, wow, that was healthy and good. You know what I mean? You know how some people are like, ugh, she vegan now. Now the cheese tastes weird and this tastes weird and stuff like that. But it was in a refreshing way. Okay, turkey do taste good in greens and not pork. Or, wow, this isn't over seasoned. So I was cooking. Someone asked, what did I cook for Thanksgiving? I made too many sides. I just realized that. I made too many sides because I did plan on making salmon and turkey, and I ended up just making turkey. So maybe for Christmas I'll make salmon. I don't know. But I did turkey. I did a full turkey, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, greens, and stuffing. That's pretty much what I made. And everybody loved it. And I can't wait for Christmas. I'm thinking of doing salmon instead of turkey. But my husband loves turkey and dressing together. That's his favorite. So probably gonna do that. And I'm probably just not gonna do mashed potatoes, because someone said about the mashed potatoes though that I like. It was like, oh, you made the real kind. I love that, because what's funny is I didn't grow up eating the real kind. I didn't say grow up eating instant stuff, but I knew instant. Anyways, so the fact that learning how to do a full meal is amazing feeling, because that you're able to feed a plethora of people. I am so thankful that God gave me that gift, and that gift to want to do it. Makes me feel like I'm not lazy. Not that anyone that don't cook is lazy or anything, but that was always my goal as a wife, period. Well, one, I knew I was going to be a wife when I was a little kid. Okay, so I knew as a wife I had to cook family dinners and not get used to my grandparents always cooking, but to carry that tradition on. Because once I realized when my last grandmother passed away, and we used to always go to her house for Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. It's like, so when they go, what's gonna happen, And I hate to hear, I hate to think about it, but our grandparents are gonna leave one day, and then when they leave, and then when our uncles leave, and then when our aunties leave or something, who's gonna be the cooks? And I'm like, yeah, I need to learn how to cook some real good food. And what I love about the way I cook for Thanksgiving and for the holidays is I do a more of a healthy approach. Can I still gain weight from my food? Heck yes, because I still make cornbread and mac and cheese and stuff like that. But I make it in a healthier way to where you don't feel so, oh my God, I just ate 7 plates and I'm like, like you feel like you really got some nourishment. Like I love turkey and stuff like that. So for my ladies, I would love to teach because you'd be surprised at how many women don't know how to cook at all. And when I mean cook, I'm not talking about just frying chicken and frying pork steaks and stuff like that. I feel like frying is easy. To me, frying is very easy. All you gotta do is make sure you have it on a good temperature, flip it right, season it right. But many people don't know how to season. That's why what's included in my Glow and Thrive, when you when you reserve your spot, you also get a grocery list and a seasonings list that goes with that. So some people don't know what kind of seasons do I cook with, everybody don't know that it's not just always onion powder and garlic powder. That's it. So I have a grocery list on there for you guys for when you're ready to take initiative. I wanted to give you guys that early. So if you wanted to cook while I'm live, you don't have to have the camera on or anything. But if you want to cook while I'm cooking and, cooking together, like, okay, we can cook together on Zoom, or I think we're doing StreamYard. But that's going to be really cool. I made this for a Black Friday sale because I realized clothes and shoes don't change your life. I'm going to say it again. Clothes and shoes don't change our lives. We get shoes and clothes all year round. And like a lot of y'all said, and I heard y'all, these Black Friday sales ain't Black Friday anymore. So for our Black Friday sale, I am doing a $50 off. These are for the people that said, I'm gonna have to put this in my budget, or I don't know about that price, or okay. Something that I wanted to create was a way to give this information in an affordable way. Now, I wanted to do something to where I teach someone meal prep privately, answer some much needed questions for the year, and to also help with workouts, because I've been getting a lot of people asking about workouts. So I packaged it up and I was like, okay, this is going to take too long if I do this all in one day. So I'm doing this, breaking this down in 3 days, an hour a piece. And we're going to really get into a strategy. So for those that are watching this replay, will be able to get one complimentary wellness session with me with their package, right? So if you're interested in the Glow and Thrive 3-day webinar workshop, we can get that together now, where we're going to do a meal prep, a workout, and we're going to get into the mindset of 2026. Okay, we're going to develop a 6-week plan where we got some workouts we can try. Because the more consistent you are with eating than the workouts, you can't go wrong with 2026. You're going to see that, and especially if you take a lot of the things that are holding us back away. The bread, the sugar, the sodas, the juices, you know, processed meats, all these sandwiches. Yes, if you stick to your goal, stick to the advice that I give you on one-on-one, you could lose 20 pounds in less than 6 months. But it takes time. Losing weight takes time. And it's not going to be a week type of thing. It's not going to be a 2 week type of thing. It's going to be really you taking the initiative to listen to these tips, to listen to this wellness session, write your notes down, and really take this to the next level. And then if you think about it, this time next year, you could be 20, 30, maybe even 40 pounds lighter than you thought you would be. And I'm not saying you have to be skinny, and stuff like that. But when you get some of that weight off of our stomach, off of our thighs, off of our arm flap, you feel so much better. You feel like you can take on the world. Okay. Not to mention the confidence you feel, not to mention some of the opportunities you may get from losing some weight. Because I definitely I attest, I am living proof of what happens to you when you lose some weight, okay? And when you're consistent with it. So I created Shays Wellness Club to not only have a way to talk to you guys in a knit group, but to help you guys with accountability. And that's what a lot of us really need. We need someone to say, hey, what can I do? Do this, 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 this. Bam. I could do this, 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 this. And then someone to stay on you. Week go by. Okay, so what's our wins for the week? Are we drinking more water? Are we eating more vegetables? Are we adding more fruits to our diet every day? Are we eating our boiled eggs or protein every day? Are we eating at least 3 to 5 times a day? Are we practicing intermittent fasting? We don't know. But I'm here to help hold you accountable as much as I can, as I've lost over 60 pounds myself. And I understand how hard it is to do it by yourself. I did it by myself. Okay? I have people that have asked me about a lot of the stuff that I'm talking to you guys about and haven't done anything. Haven't been to the gym in 3-4 weeks. Well, not even that. But I just want to encourage anyone that's watching this, and I'm doing this every week to remind us. All right, it's Monday tomorrow. Let me get my plan together. All right, tomorrow's Monday. Let me wake up early. Let me wake up an hour early before work or before I have to leave for work so I can just get in 45 minutes of workout. Let me add a Stairmaster to my day to help with my glutes. Or let me try this unbig our back challenge to see if those workouts really unbig my back. But what if you stick to it and it really unbigs your back? Listen, okay? This is your friend Sade right here. This is Sade talking to you. Consistency over perfection. Consistency over perfection. Why? Because if you consistently go to the gym, even if you don't do it perfect, you're still going to the gym, working on yourself every day. And not just in the gym, and going and working out at home isn't just for your body to look good. It's really not. Let me tell you something. Going to the gym isn't just for your body to look good. And if you're going just so you can have a fat booty and a small waist, this is the wrong life for you. Working out and working out at home is for your mental. Whatever you're going through. Whatever you're going through at home, at work, with your kids, with your husband, your significant other, your baby daddy, baby mama, whatever you're going through can be helped with working out and eating right. Why? When you eat trash, you feel like trash. Therefore, your energy is trash. 1 + 1 = 2 sometimes. If I'm eating trash, I feel like trash, my attitude's going to be trash, which means my mind is trash. And what we got to do is clean it up. We got to clean up the mind with working out, with eating better. And I know this for a fact because once you start getting tuned with your body, you're going to realize what items, what things trigger your emotions, right? Example, I officially stopped eating fried foods, especially fried catfish. I recently had catfish and I just felt horrible. I haven't had fried catfish in months, probably since early summer or something, because I got really sick from some bad catfish. But I realized when I eat fried foods, I'm crankier. I'm snappy. I'm like, like, give me my food and let me, like, I don't know. But sometimes once you identify what's triggering your attitude, what's triggering your emotions, what's triggering your snappiness, it's really going to help you to realize I don't need to eat that. You know, like eating ice cream makes you feel good at the time, but I feel lazy after eating ice cream a lot. And I used to eat like a nice gallon. Oh, that wouldn't last a week in my house back when I was on the South Side. Okay. A loaf of bread wouldn't last a week at my first apartment. Okay. So I'm telling you not what I just hear about. I'm telling you what I know. The root to a lot of our issues is definitely in what we are eating. Just think about it. How we are getting sick. It's not because we're around sick people all the time. Because when my immune system is up to par, I could be around a sick person right next to me sneezing and I don't get sick. Why? Because we have to strengthen our immune system. We have to drink more green tea. We have to make sure we're eating herbs, eating spices in our food, eating more vegetables, fruits. And I know this is Sade, but sometimes you got to listen to me, your accountability bestie, to remind you, yeah, I have been slacking on the food. All right. I haven't eaten fried all week. Yeah, I've been eating McDonald's and Wendy's all week. I need to. That's probably why I've been like late, feeling all sluggish, while I'm feeling all slouchy, why I can't keep my back straight because food make me feel like this when you gotta be up like this, ready for whatever. You know what I mean? A lot of this stuff matters, and the more we get in tune with what our body is telling us, the better. When we drink soda, you feel stuff there, you know? It's just a lot. It's just a lot. Let me see. So what happens to the holidays? And we're going to think, hey, sis, good to see you. I love you, Sierra. So here's some things we can do to get an action plan together for the holidays. A lot of us are coming back and we're going towards the end of our leftovers, right? And a lot of us, I mean, somebody got at me the other day about, well, it don't matter about weight when it comes to the holidays. I understand that. I'm talking to the people that feel bad for gaining 10 pounds after the holidays. And someone watching this live or replay is going to gain 10 pounds just from the holidays alone. From Thanksgiving to the 1st, you're going to gain 10 pounds. And that's so easy to do. Very easy. So, we got to get a plan together for the holidays. Because look, Thanksgiving, a lot of starch, a lot of fried, a lot of this, a lot of that. And then bam, Christmas, same foods pretty much, a little bit less sometimes. Then bam, the 1st, New Year's Eve. What we doing? We drinking. But we drank Thanksgiving and Christmas. So all that stuff adds up to pounds, adds to fat. And what we're trying to do is get a plan so we don't have to gain so much weight sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with coming up with a plan. For instance, drinking that water before every meal. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. Drinking our water before we drink any meal or snack can help you from overeating. That's one. Taking a 10 to 15-minute walk after we're eating our meals. That's another one. Why? That helps flushes out our body. It helps get that stuff from getting stuck around her stomach, and it helps us to go right after we eat. We're supposed to go number 2 after every meal. After we eat. Why? Because we're supposed to eat fruits. Well, we're supposed to eat vegetables with our meals as well. We're supposed to have a vegetable with every breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That helps us go. That fiber and stuff like that. Yay. Prep at least 1-2 meals weekly. So that's why for our workshop, I'm going to teach you guys how to meal prep, because there's a way to meal prep your meals from Thanksgiving, so you don't be overeating and doing extra stuff. Now, on Thanksgiving, I understand you get your 1 and 2 plates, but the day after, you don't need 2-3 plates. The day after, like this is the day 2 or 3 after Thanksgiving, you don't need 2-3 plates. You don't need to have everything in the fridge until it goes bad. I mean, shoot, you eat what you can and throw away or donate what you can if you could do that. If I had a lot of food left over, I was considering donating it. You know? Pick one routine habit and master it. A lot of us cannot be consistent with a routine because we haven't developed one yet. So, what we can do, habit stack. Pick 1 or 2 habits we're going to start this week so we can carry it out to next month. I'm going to get up a little earlier to stretch, to pray, to meditate, to work out. I'm going to drink my half gallon of water today. I'm going to drink my gallon of water today. I'm going to start walking after I eat my meal. Because, you know, the more you incorporate these habits in your everyday routine, the more you can eat whatever you want. Yeah, you can have fried stuff sometimes. But if you have it all the time, yeah, that's going to be like a issue down the line. And I'm just saying this from realizing how people in their golden years, if you don't stop these habits now, it's going to be even harder once you're 40, 50, 60 years old. It's going to be extremely hard to let fried stuff go if you don't start kind of letting it go now. It's going to be extremely hard to let go of Kool-Aid. I don't even know who anyone drinks Kool-Aid anymore, but still drinking Kool-Aid and juices, Hawaiian punches, you know, Sunny D's, like orange juice. That stuff has high volume of sugar in it. If you don't stop or slow down on it now, it's going to be extremely hard when you get into your 50s and 60s. Because, baby, it was so hard for my mom to slow down on that. So, picking a routine and mastering it. Even if you pick one of those items, one of those things off of the list I just listed, I would be happy. Even if you pick, okay, I'm going to stop drinking juices. Stop drinking juices for a month. See what happens. Now, I'm not saying take one thing away and put it into something else. I ain't saying take sodas away and then you're eating too much bread. That's sugar too. You know? But habit stacking. My best time when I was habit stacking, especially when I lived by myself, but when I was habit stacking, I'd wake up an hour early to work out at home. And I did this at home. That's why I was like, whew. That's when I was my smallest. I would wake up an hour early to go to work out at home. I would journal for 15 minutes. I would pray after that. Do my stretch while I, do that. Put some cold water on my face. That wakes your whole body up in the morning. Now something that I'm working on, habit stacking this year, getting my workout clothes ready the next day and my gym and my church clothes ready for the next day, that's something that's so hard for me. So that's something I'm going to identify, and I'm going to try to add that to my habit stack. And I'm going to try to master that because it saves you like 15 to 20 minutes, or at least in my case, me. Check your emotions before you start eating. That's another habit you can do. All this is free, by the way. The tips I'm giving y'all is free. Free 99. So if you just pick a couple of those, you are on your way to being a rock star for 2026. And I want that for us. Okay? Checking your emotions before you eat. Don't eat when you are mad because you're just going to keep on eating. Have you ever ate and then you were like, I don't even feel full? You don't want to feel like that. First off, you want to slow down when you eat. That's something I had to do better with. When I used to eat emos, I like inhale emos. I don't know what it is. It's like I have to keep eating it. Like I eat it fast. And then I don't feel like I ate it at all. But it'd be so good, right? Slow down when you eat. Check your emotions before you eat. You know? And you already know what I'm going to say. Drink that water before you eat. I don't care if it's emos or any fast food. Drink that water before you eat. So what we're going to be working on for this workshop, we're going to be talking about emotional eating. We're going to talk about consistency, what to eat, like, what good proteins to eat. Should I or should I not? Should I bake or air fry? I'm a big bake every time, but should we bake or air fry or fry our foods? Meal prep questions. I'm going to be talking about some really good ways that you can take down the time of meal prepping, because it doesn't have to take so long sometimes if we already know what we're going to cook. That's why in your package you will receive a grocery list with that as well. And then just learning a family schedule and schedule challenges. We're going to be doing a challenge for December. So if you could think of a good challenge for me, inbox me or comment below, and we're going to start a challenge for December. So we're going to make sure So for next week's session, we have some homework. I want you to pick something from the list I just spoke on. And if you have to, rewind it after this live on something that you are going to do consistently starting tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. So we're drinking 60 to 80 glasses of water. Excuse me. We're going to walk 3-4 days, at least 5,000 steps. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. We're going to do a 5,000 step challenge. We're going to try to do 5,000 steps a day. 10,000 is ideal, but it's hard for me to do 10, so I'm not going to make you guys do 10. So 5,000 steps. We're going to prep a lunch. We're going to prep one lunch. We're going to try to prep one lunch for this week, where when we wake up in the morning, we already know what we're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are going to have a plan for it. We're going to think about intermittent fasting. What is intermittent fasting? Skipping breakfast. Not to starve yourself, but to give your body that cleanse. So then 12 o'clock hit, you can eat lunch. Cut sugary drinks. That's something that a lot of us need to do. Cut the sugary drinks and juices. And I'm talking about Sunny D. I'm talking about orange juice, apple juice, cranberry juice. With cranberry juice, my trick around cranberry juice is if you get a low sugar, no sugar kind, or dilute it with water. I know fruit punch and all that stuff is nasty with water. So if you could do it with cranberry juice, dilute it with water. But cutting the sugary drinks. So we got adding water, adding more walks, adding more steps, prep a lunch, breakfast, or dinner. Look into intermittent fasting. And if you want to learn the different ways, I have an ebook on that, on explaining the different ones. And cutting sugary drinks. And then we got to report next Sunday. So how good we did, or if we didn't do that good, because we can always do better. But I'm counting on you. I think we all have what it takes to do the best we can. Okay. So for those that, thanks for watching. I wanted you to know that I'm having this 3-day workshop going on where I'm going to be teaching you how to meal prep, a workout at home, and we're going to get into the mindset of things for 2026. And it's so much better to work on our plan now than wait until January. I promise you. So when you walk into that place in January, you already gonna have a plan. You already gonna know what gonna eat that day, and you're gonna already have a mindset like, I'm gonna do my thing, leave this gym or leave my workout, and I'm about to eat something good, something delicious that my body's gonna love, and then you're gonna be so pumped for the and you're gonna be so pumped for the rest of your day. You're just gonna be ready for anything to take on. Okay, nothing gonna shake you. You're not gonna be easily rattled. You're not gonna be easily annoyed because you started off great. I have to finish doing stuff, and I will catch you next time. Thank you, Sierra. I appreciate you joining the live. Always appreciate you. And for those that don't know, I am Shay, your wellness strategist and accountability bestie, here to help you on your wellness journey. So if you or know anyone or anyone you know that's looking for advice, strategy, and also accountability, I'm always here and ready to help. Tune in to next week's live where we're gonna be checking in and seeing who's been doing their homework. Your homework is in. You know what your homework is, and I will. And if you need any more details on the Glow and Thrive 3-day workshop, comment below, and I will send you those details as well. So for that being said, I thank you guys all for watching and tuning in to today's live, and I will see you Wednesday, 6:15 Central Standard Time. And you have a great day. To my wellness warriors, love you guys. Be kind, okay? Be kind. Put God first. Breathe, and everything will be all right. Love y'all. Bye. Oh yeah, I'm still on here. All right, guys. So like I said earlier, make sure that you love each other. Forgiveness is the way to be. Forgive your parents and all that good stuff. Um, put God first. Be kind, and um, be there for those that need you. I love you guys. Bye. See you Wednesday.